pinned, so I may be in your way.
You're fine.
Deb. Deb. Oh. Deb.
Two teams, both in Holy Cross and the Kennedy Eagles, vying for an opportunity in the NVL final. One team looking for back-to-back. The other, it'll be their first appearance if they were able to win today since the 2019-2020 season. This, the first of two to be played here at the Wilby High School in the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. The NVL tournament semifinal game between number 2 Kennedy and number 3, the Holy Cross Crusaders. Hello everybody, Chris Saunders alongside my partner Dave Woodruff with me here as we've got an exciting game. Two teams vying for a lot and also have had quite the season. When you look at Holy Cross, after winning their quarterfinal game, they are 18-3 overall. In the NVL, they're 16-3. And for Kennedy, and their win as well against Wilby, they are 17-4 overall, and then also 16-3 in the NVL. Dave, you've had an opportunity to be able to see both of these teams. I know Kennedy, you've seen a lot. Just kind of talk to me about this Kennedy team for people who maybe have not seen a lot of the Eagles.
Well, so styles make fights, Chris, and the best thing you want to see in a basketball game is matchups, and this game has a lot of good matchups on the floor tonight. On both sides of the ball, we have a ball-dominant point guard that can do pretty much anything up and down the floor, as well as an anchor on the defense. Those players, of course, Hakeem Trueheart and Lennox Serrano on one side, and Elijah Parker and Duran Fordham on the other. So it should be an interesting matchup, and we'll see who can come in on the peripheral to make this a full slate of basketball starting us off here in March.
No, I know Coach Lavasser has mentioned to me many, many times that the biggest thing with his team is knowing when to slow down, because they obviously are a team that can get down the floor quickly on both sides of the court, a high transition team. And like you mentioned, led by Hakeem Trueheart, he is kind of that speedy quarterback that as soon as he gets the ball, he's going to sprint down and go as quickly as he can. But he has mentioned about the speed aspect, trying to rein it in a little bit. Have you noticed with Kennedy, as far as if they go too fast, do mistakes sometimes occur with them?
Well, you never want to see turnovers, and when you push the ball too much, you have the possibility for more turnovers than you really want to account for. So Kennedy would like to push because that's really where their bread and butter comes from, but you never want to push the envelope too much against a good defensive team like Holy Cross that gets back in transition.
And this is a Holy Cross team, as I mentioned before. They are 18-3 overall, 16-3 in the NVL, same as Kennedy in terms of the NVL record. They are coached by Ryan Olson. His 7th season with the program, he's been as far as to a semi multiple times, dating back to 17-18, and their most recent appearance as far as in a final is concerned in 2020, and they lost to the Naugatuck Greyhounds, part of their 2 titles for said Greyhounds. He mentioned to both myself and also Dave that other than one game, they've had different rotations with players. One being out for one reason, and then another because of, at the time, was an illness. That player being Kevin Matisse. He is back. Good to see that he is healthy. He is good. Also a football player. He is a senior as well. When you think about this Holy Cross team, Dave, we know that they're led by the Swiss Army knife, Elijah Parker, the sophomore, the all-NVL talent. But there is a player that I mentioned to you before that could be an X factor, and that's Joe Dane.
Well, of course, one thing in basketball, especially around tournament time, and of course you realize the calendar has turned to March, you want to be peaking at the right time. And right here in the middle of the tournament, Holy Cross, with all their players back now, they're peaking at the right time, taking care of business in the first round of this tournament and just taking care of business to close out the regular season. And like you said, Joe Dane, it's interesting to see which one of these peripheral players are going to really make the difference and get one of these teams who are evenly matched throughout the year onto the next round, into the final, where Holy Cross wants to end up and wants to get another Catholic school now that Sacred Heart has gone back on top in the Naugatuck Valley League.
This is Holy Cross and Kennedy. First game of 2 to be played here at Wilby High School in the NVL semifinal. The championship will be played tomorrow, and because of the snow that we had late Monday and then, obviously into Tuesday if you're from Connecticut and had to shovel yesterday, as I think we all did.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the game is being played today and not yesterday. And also the championship game, rather, is being played tomorrow instead of today, because typically the championship game would be the same day as the brackets for the boys basketball CIAC state tournament are out today. And I'm sure we'll be talking about that over the course of time with all 4 teams, of which they've all qualified for the CIAC state playoff. As you currently hear right now, the PA announcer going over the rules and regulations, and then we'll be doing the starting 5 for both Kennedy and Holy Cross. Kennedy, the number 2 seed. Holy Cross, the number 3 seed. Crowd still piling in slowly but surely. I saw that Seymour is already here. I'm not surprised. Soon we will be seeing Career Academy. I saw that Ronan O'Leary is here, the head coach for the Spartans, also my former soccer coach in high school back in the day at Sacred Heart.
Nice.
He is here, and I'm sure his players will be slowly trickling in as well, as they are game 2.
Yeah, only good teams left this time of year, so the crowd you would expect would show up to watch some good basketball in the city of Waterbury.
The first team to be announced will be the Holy Cross Crusaders, coached by Ryan Olson. First will be number 11, senior Zach Blasky. Number 4, senior Duran Fordham, an all-brass talent. Peyton Mullins, senior.
Sharpshooter from the outside. He can get hot at any time.
Number 2, senior Joe Dade. Elijah Parker, sophomore. Number 0, the all-NVL talent. The starting 5 for the Holy Cross Crusaders. And now the starting 5 for the Kennedy Eagles, coached by Armin Lavasser, his 8th season with the program. Number 25, senior Jabari James. Number 5, senior Urgi Musalare. Number 23, senior Isaiah Tucker. Junior, number 10, Hakeem Trueheart. And lastly, the senior all-NVL talent, Lennox Serrano. So 4 seniors and 1 junior for Kennedy.
Yeah, Lennox Serrano is a game breaker, Chris. He can really turn a game on its head if he gets unleashed down there in the paint.
Kennedy will be in their white. Holy Cross, I would assume, will be in their green uniforms, and we'll double check after the national anthem as we rise. As always, a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. The referees, or as I like to call them, the Zebras, for today's game 1 of the semifinal, number 2 Kennedy versus number 3 Holy Cross. We've got Daryl Lovett, Jose Dos Santos, and Anthony Gambardella. Fun fact, I did a game, I want to say it was last year, and it was at Kennedy. Jose Dos Santos had his daughter reffing with him in a varsity game, and it was a beautiful thing to see the next generation of referees. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that just shows that this is a veteran squad right here of officials, and hopefully, for the sake of the game, this is the last we hear of them until the final buzzer when we finish this game off and have some nice, clean basketball.
Now, are you saying that because 2 out of the 3 have a little bit of gray in their hair? Are you saying that?
No,
that's why they're veterans?
That is not what I'm saying at all. Those are you putting words in my mouth. But nevertheless, the teams take the floor, and we're just about ready for this City of Waterbury NVL matchup.
Kennedy in their white uniforms, Holy Cross in their green. If you're just catching us on the YouTube stream, Kennedy has Mussolari, Trueheart, Tucker, James, Serrano, and for Holy Cross, Parker, Dane, Mullins, Forum, and Blasky. The starting five for both Holy Cross and Kennedy. In the center will be Serrano for Kennedy, and for Holy Cross, it will be Forum. And all NVL versus all brass. All NVL was Serrano, all brass was Forum, number 4 for Holy Cross. Holy Cross is ready. Kennedy is ready. Beginning of the game, a little bit of a weird throw.
Yeah, let's try that one again.
Let's try that one more time, shaking off the rust a little bit. Holy Cross is ready. Kennedy is ready. Ball's thrown up. The opening tip will be won by the Kennedy Eagles. That's Jabari James. James over to Trueheart, the junior. Trueheart gives it to James. James trying to get to Serrano. Forces a turnover. The first one by Kennedy. And quickly transition points for the Holy Cross Crusaders in Peyton Mullins. Holy Cross strikes first. 20 seconds into this first quarter, 2-0. Jabari James, guarded by Blasky. Now Mussolari. High pass off the hands of Trueheart. He regains, guarded by 2. Trueheart throws it again, back over to the Holy Cross Crusaders. Back-to-back turnovers for the Kennedy Eagles. Parker in the corner to Forum as Holy Cross goes right to left on your screen. Dane working on Serrano, the post-up. Quick pass. He throws it right back to the Kennedy Eagles. James up high and good. We're tied 2-2.
A good break in transition. Both teams early on getting transition buckets to start us off.
Blasky to Mullins. Now Forum outside the three-point line. Elijah Parker from the left corner. It's pure. And that's a good sign for Holy Cross when the Swiss Army knife, I should say, is able to strike a 3. 5-2 Holy Cross. Mussolari guarded by Blasky. Blasky gets the steal away from Mussolari. Kennedy with already 3 turnovers early on in the game. 3 by Mullins is missed off the hands of Mussolari. Possession stays with the Crusaders in their green uniforms. Inbounding will be Mullins behind the basket of Kennedy. Outside to Blasky. Blasky's open all by his lonesome. Missed the open 3. Dane gets the offensive rebound, guarded by Tucker and Mussolari. Dane posing up Mussolari, goes back outside near the top. Mullins posting. Mullins to the left side and good. Mullins has 4 points early in this first quarter. Holy Cross 7, Kennedy 2. 6:15 in this first quarter remaining. And Dave, we're seeing a lot of turnovers from this Kennedy team early on. And I wonder if it's the zone defense that Olsen was talking about before the game.
Yeah, see, both teams coming out in a zone, so you had to figure Kennedy at least familiar with the holes in it. But early on, a lot of turnovers, bad passes from the Eagles.
Tucker, Trueheart near the top, guarded by Blasky. Trueheart back outside. Tucker, he was hit as he shot the 3, didn't get the whistle blown. Play continues on the Holy Cross side. Blasky to Forum. Now Parker, who already made a 3, guarded by Tucker. Parker now retreats 3/4 of the court as Holy Cross goes right to left on your screen. Mullins to Blasky, quick pass over to Dane. Dane one dribble, was fouled as he went, and 2 free throws for Holy Cross. That's Joe Dane.
Kennedy coming out in a zone of their own to try to slow Holy Cross down, but Holy Cross able to find some holes in it early and some good passing, able to find the easy layup attempt, and now free throws for the Crusaders.
First free throw is no good. Joe Dane, wearing number 2, a senior, scored 1,000 points in middle school. Has been a great player for Holy Cross in his 4 years, makes the second free throw. Crusaders 1 of 2. They get the free throw with 5:35 remaining in this first quarter. It's 8-2, Holy Cross. Mussolari guarded by Blasky. Floats it high to Trueheart. They get on the Holy Cross side of the court. Trueheart working on 2. Trueheart driving, comes up empty on that basket. Here go the Holy Cross Crusaders again. Good hustle and count it. Peyton Mullins makes the basket and a possible 3-point play. He's amped, he has 6.
So good transition bucket again. Kennedy having some trouble containing and getting back, and Holy Cross taking advantage off of another bad offensive possession by the Eagles.
Foul was on James, his first, team second. Mussolari's out. Morrison is in. Mullins at the line, shooting the 3-point possible play here. He already has 6. And one free throw. Good by Mullins. Holy Cross 2 of 3 from the stripe. 5:18 in this first quarter as they did against Torrington, getting on their opposing team very early as Holy Cross, and they get the turnover again. Forum looking to Dane. Dane on the drive, off the window, it's good by Joe Dane. He's got 3. Ties Parker with 3 as well. And the turnover, ball squirts away. Holy Cross on the possession. 13-2, Holy Cross. Forum gives it to Dane. Good cut by Forum. Kick ball, stays with Holy Cross.
Well, that's 5 turnovers now early on for Kennedy, and just leading to easy buckets, and that's why you have the score the way it is. Holy Cross jumping up early.
Lasky near the top. Now Parker. Mullins. Whistle blown. Offensive foul on Forum. His first. Team's first. The Holy Cross leads 13-2. 4:46 in this first quarter. Chris Saunders alongside Dave Woodruff. Game 1 of the semifinal in the NVL tournament.
Attention, attention. At this time, we would like to celebrate our all-division team. These are the all-division teams award. We're going to be starting first with the Iron Division. First up, from Torrington, that is Kimberly. Next up from Logan, Harry Stevens. From Torrington, Jordan Harvey. From Logan.